Hey guys, Jennifer Segarius here, and in this free training, we're going to talk about how to scale your personal brand so that ultimately you can reach more people, create more impact in the world, and ultimately make more money. Now, a couple of things that we're going to cover right now, starting with goal setting. Then we're going to get into the importance of having a system and a structure. And we're also going to talk about how critical it is to have professional marketing and sales. The importance of making sure that you're always networking within your industry. And lastly, but not worstly, we're going to cover how to properly delegate and outsource. Now, goal setting is something that we've all heard of before, but there is a reason why most people typically struggle to achieve a goal. And if you're anything like me, you've probably set a New Year's resolution at one point and not actually achieved it. And the reason why most people fail to achieve their New Year's resolution goals and goals in general is because they're not setting SMART goals. Now, SMART is actually an acronym, and S stands for specific. You need to make sure that when you're setting a goal, you're setting a goal that is specific, meaning that you know exactly what it's going to look like when you achieve it. Instead of saying you want to lose weight, say how much weight, and then get into the details of exactly what you're going to look like and be very specific then when setting these goals. The M stands for measurable. You want to make sure that you're able to actually track and measure your progress towards that specific goal. The A stands for actionable, because you need to make sure that you have an action plan in place so that you can properly know what necessary actions need to be taken to be able to track and measure your specific goal. So you know that you're making progress and that you've taken the proven action plan. Now, the R stands for reason. You need to have a powerful reason, a powerful why you want to achieve this goal. A lot of research shows the importance of having a big reason, a big why will help you achieve something drastically, increasing your odds of actually achieving something. And so make sure that you write it down in detail, the emotional reasons why you want to achieve your SMART goal. And the last one, the T, stands for the time frame or time bound. You need to make sure that your specific goal has a time frame of which it will be achieved in. So when you follow your SMART goal setting, you're dramatically increasing the odds of actually achieving your goals. So in the contents of talking about scaling your personal brand to reach more people, to impact more lives, and to make more money, what we're really talking about is making sure that you have a specific goal, a SMART goal, that, you know, the intention behind is going to rev you up and you're going to increase your personal brand. And as we move into the systems, we need to have a very clear idea of what your goals look like. Okay, to set your goals. So you can create the systems, the structure, the organization behind the achievement. So for example, if you want to build a billion-dollar company, as a reference, for example, you're going to need to have a lot of people, a lot of systems, a lot of organization behind a million-dollar business. Because the bigger the goal, the bigger there's a good chance that the systems are going to be bigger as well. And all that really means is that once you know what your goal is, you can start to identify the organization, the structure, and the systems that are going to be required to scale your personal brand. And so if you think about it like this systems, organization, and structure, if you work at a job or a company right now, for example, you probably fall into some category within that structure and organizational chart of how that business operates. For example, if there's an accounting department, those people generally stay there. They don't go into sales all of a sudden or start doing the marketing because they're separate structures and processes within that organization. And so what happens is when you don't have systems, you don't have a structure. You start to do all the different tasks in your business, wearing all the different hats to achieve your specific goal. You start to do all the tasks when trying to scale your personal brand. You could film content, write content, upload content, promote content, get sponsors, have a show, write a book. There is so many things that you could do to entice your personal brand to start growing and your personal content strategy. But that doesn't mean you should be doing all of those things. Because as I mentioned before, and I'm going to mention it again, we're also going to talk about the importance of delegating and outsourcing, which falls into your systems organization and structure. Because ultimately, what we're really talking about is the systems and organization is for you to figure out what you're best at. What is your highest income impact skill set? So for example, once you've identified what you're the best at and what you have the greatest skill at, then that is the thing that you should stick at doing. And if you have the resources, outsource everything else. And you should create a system and a checklist that's going to have other people be able to do the other necessary tasks as well. So the CEO runs the company and hires individuals to fall into different places within the structure and the system so that the CEO can focus on what they're best at. And that's what we're talking about here. You need to become the CEO of your personal brand. Figure out what other roles and positions need to be filled. Another good way of looking at the importance of organization and structure is to think about if you sit down at your desk to work, it's dirty, it's unorganized, and there's stuff everywhere. Research shows that you're going to be less productive. You're going to procrastinate more. You're going to be less motivated and less focused when you have a dirty desk. And therefore, you're not going to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. So when you know the goal that you want, you just need to become more organized and working towards achieving it so that all the clutter of life and business and work can at least or clear up your path to your goal so nothing else gets in the way. How great is that? So if you come home to a dirty, unorganized home, research shows that you're going to have more stress. You're going to have less focus and less attention to do the things to get things done that you need to do to progress towards the achievements of your goals. So in all areas in your life, in addition to scaling your personal brand, having organization, having structure, and having step-by-step processes to achieve your goal, all of this is really important. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is the importance of having a professional marketing and sales system. Because the lifeblood financially of any personal blood or business brand has to do with sales and marketing. And the distinction between the two is really that marketing helps you generate leads and sales helps you convert those leads and get more money. And when you put the two together, you can scale a business and you can scale your brand. Now, most personal brands out there that struggle to scale, just as most business brands struggle to scale, oftentimes have the issue with sales and marketing. They're not consistently able to generate more and new leads, new prospects, and turn them into new clients and customers. Once you are able to solve that bottleneck in your personal brand or your business brand, of course, you're going to be able to have an easier scale, which means you're able to reach more people, impact more lives, and make more money. And this isn't a marketing and sales training. So what we're not going to do is get into too many details, even though I could talk about this until the cows come home. We're not going to talk about what it looks like. All we want to do is bring the high level awareness to you that you need to find someone who's really good at sales and marketing. It could be an individual, it could be a partner, a company, an agency, a mentor who's really good at sales and marketing to help you organize or take over that part of your organization. And create a system around how you're going to reach people, generate sales, and get customers so that your business can grow. And on that note, if you don't want to hire someone because you're really good at sales and marketing yourself, then you can do that and outsource other parts of your business. See? Only do and always do what you're best at. That moves us into the next category, which ties into everything that we talked about thus far. Networking. Now, you see, if you're doing everything by yourself, a lot of times it can be a lonely journey. And a journey to building anything, if you're by yourself, can oftentimes create a lack of connection. So it's really important that you are connected to lots of people in your industry, or at least a marketing coach or a business coach. This way you know about the changes and innovations happening in your industry. And this way you can avoid those feelings of loneliness and are not having connection because you are now connected with other people. and you can talk about your business. And you can also start to make sure that you can collaborate and connect with people who can maybe support you and vice versa. A really good way of looking at networking is not just finding individuals who can get something or take something, but rather look at networking as how can I identify someone who can help me by first seeing how I can help them. And so a good metaphor, that's a good one to reference, is looking at network as relationships, almost as if it was your bank account that you work with. For example, if you opened up a new bank account or a new relationship, you couldn't walk into a bank and ask them to give you money and then deposit if you've never actually put any money into the account. And so think of a relationship like that as well. If you meet a new person and they can help you before you ask for their help, figure out a way that you can serve them. Make a deposit before you make a withdrawal. And then you can start to create lots of relationship capital. You can provide value at some point in the future, like planting a garden with seeds. You don't walk up and rip it out of the ground immediately. You let it get fruitful. You let it become bountiful and beautiful. And then it can continue to be something of value. Now, a lot of the times people find relationships with networking very draining because they're looking at it the wrong way. A relationship should be about how you can first contribute and add value. First, you'll get everything that you want. Second, and so if you're willing to play a long game in your personal brand, in your business, and in your career, you're going to be able to really network your way up to the top. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about is the importance of delegation and outsourcing. Because just as we talked about with systems and with organization, it's very important that you don't wear all the hats in your business. Meaning you're not the accountant and the plumber and the cook and the CEO and the salesperson and the finance guy and everything else. You get the point. If you are all of those things, then you really are a jack of all trades, but you're not acting like a specialist or a great organizer, which is necessary in order to grow your business. And if you are that one who's great and best at everything, then you should be doing all of those things all of the time. However, you're going to run yourself into the ground, so please delegate and outsource other tasks. Now, I know some of this might seem a little advanced or a little out of reach right now. That's okay, because depending on the stage that you're at right now, in the chapter of your life, in the chapter of your business, your career, your brand, some of this information might not be fully relevant for where you're at right now. And again, that's okay. This is to give you an overall idea of awareness for what needs to get done later on, or now, depending on what season in business you're at. So delegating and outsourcing can be as simple as having a friend do something for you, as simple as having someone that you've recently networked with, for example, or that you've connected with, or you've built some form of relationship with, getting them to do a little bit of something for you. Or outsource on, for example, Fiverr or freelancer.com. A lot of the times, a really good way of looking at it is if you have a high income and impact skill set, use that to help someone else who then has a skill set that can help you with another part of your business. And once you get to the point where you feel you have a good network of people and you can outsource and delegate enough to, or you're making enough money where you can use outsourcing websites, that's also a great option. For example, there really is a lot of websites that you can look up online and apps that you can download for, pennies on a dollar. And you can hire people around the globe, do low income and low impact tasks and activities so you can focus on what you are best at when it comes to scaling your personal brand. Now, obviously, there is more to it. These ideas are, to give you an idea, to simply provide you clarity and the foundational components of what it is that you need to focus on if you really choose to grow and scale your personal brand based on the goals that you've set. Now, I really hope that this training has been useful for you, and I hope that the entire series has been great. And I look forward to being able to continue to serve you as we go through more trainings like this. If, however, you've decided that you want more help, you want to brand yourself, you want to have someone by your side to grow your business with successfully, then feel free to reach out. There's going to be a button below these videos. Either that or go to jennifersegarius.com/application or /appointment and set a time to talk to me. And we can really get you through the essences, and we'll have a 30-minute strategy and growth call, and I'll give you a strategy within that time to really seriously start growing your business and scaling your business right now, even if you're just starting from scratch. So that was it for today. My name is Jennifer Segarius. I hope I've served you well, and I really look forward to talking to you in another training. Take care now. Bye-bye.